Oh, sorry.
$560,000.
How much?
$560,000. Who has that in their pocket?
Not me.
You got it. Great. Between 2001 and 2002, Prince George County, Maryland, found that they spent $560,000 on breed-specific legislation. It's a ridiculous amount of money. $68,000 to euthanize one pit bull. One. Not dangerous. Just a family dog getting euthanized because somebody had the wrong dog in the wrong section of the county. $68,000. That's your tax money. That's your tax money. You pay taxes to kill things? I don't. It's very anti-NAP if you ask me. You're violating the NAP if you wanted to go out and kill things. Not for food. Not anything like that. Just because of the way they look. It's like going out and saying, sir, you're black. I'm going to kill you because you're black.
Because some other black person had to do it.
Exactly. Not only are they doing it to people, they're killing dogs because they are barking at them.
Yeah.
A dog, it doesn't matter the type of dog. They are barking. Oh, well. Well, now you don't got to worry about it.
You know they charge you for the bullet, too?
Yeah, they do.
It's like $1.07 or something.
Some studies were done in Baltimore. In 2001, they estimated that if they enacted breed-specific legislation, it would cost the city of Baltimore $750,000.
Damn.
That's a lot of money. I don't have that. The city of Baltimore doesn't even have that.
Does not.
Omaha, Nebraska, in 2008 estimated, because they were considering this legislation, $500,000. Between 1991 and 1996, the United Kingdom, that's 5 years, the United Kingdom spent $14 million to get rid of pit bulls.
How many thousand people do pit bulls kill every day?
They don't.
I don't get it.
It's the media.
How about slush funds that would come from that $500,000? Someone's going to get a job out of that. And someone's going to be in charge of those funds, too.
See, a lot of where these charges are coming from are administrative costs.
Okay.
You got to pay a secretary.
Right.
You got to pay somebody to watch the secretary.
And someone in charge.
And then you got to have somebody in charge, which to babysit dogs gets $200,000 a year.
Cake job.
The other biggest thing is lawsuits. Denver has been spending so much money yearly to fight lawsuits against their breed-specific legislation. Millions of dollars to fight people who are trying to fight BSL. It's ridiculous. Studies have also shown it doesn't improve public safety. We go through and we hear the myths. The Netherlands, 2008, repealed their law and said, have your dogs. Because it actually has shown it did not reduce bites at all and it was costing them money. Again, money that comes out of your pocket, not the Netherlands, but you know, our counterparts over there paying taxes and their tax rate is a lot higher than ours is. It's ridiculous. They said no, which is a great step. Let's see. The UK, between 1999 and 2011, and if there is still a ban in place in the UK of what they consider fighting dogs. Pit bulls of all kinds. Those look like fighting dogs. They're sunning themselves, and that's what they do on a daily basis. They are not fighting dogs. Between 1999 and 2011, there was a 41% increase of dog bites in the UK. That's with the ban.
Yeah.
It hasn't done anything, and those, and it to this day is continuing to increase and make. There are more bites, but they aren't pit bull related.
Doesn't make sense. Prohibition always works.
Of course. Look how it's working with the war on drugs. Look how it worked with alcohol. Wow, that worked out well, didn't it?
Well, if I was in prison, would I be safe from these dogs?
No, because the guards would use them. Either way,
Well, they should go on first.
if you want to be safe from my dogs,
Yeah,
come meet them.
come meet them, pet them, right?
Pet them. You know what they're going to want to do?
No, I know very well.
They're going to pick up the ball and say, let's go outside. Let's go outside.
Pit bulls are great family dogs. I've seen them around children.
They're
many
wonderful.
times. I never been. Actually, the only dog I ever got bit by was a German Shepherd, and I actually know another kid who got bit by a German Shepherd too.
Banned German Shepherds, that was the problem.
That's all. That's it. Exactly.
Breed.
One of them was a cow dog.
Wrong breed.
Don't use, dogs don't want to attack people. Usually.
No, my dogs, I use them as an example because they are very well behaved, except for my puppy. He's an idiot. But he's a puppy. 70 pounds of idiot. They don't grow any more than 70 pounds unless you get the people that bulk them up and, you know, try and use them for show and things like that. I'm against breeding and all that anyway. I would say there's enough in the shelters, go rescue, please. But Denver, since 1989, when the ban was enacted here in Denver, well, over there in Denver, thousands upon thousands of dogs have been killed, taken from their families, and killed because of the way they looked. There was one report of a black lab who just happened to look like a pit bull, even maybe a little more muscular. Maybe his head was a little more blocky. Was killed. Taken, snatched from his family, and killed because of the way he looked. If I took you,
Don't.
yeah, if I took you from your family and killed you, what would happen?
I would really hate that.
You're taking one of my family members, putting a needle into their arm, and killing them. How does that work? How is that right? That is your family member, isn't it? Your dog is your family.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
My dogs sleep in my bed.
Oh, my 6-year-old son would be crying for a week if anything happened to any of our dogs.
Probably longer.
And that's, I mean, that's a big deal. That's his entire world. You know what I mean?
In 2005.
Oh, that's it.
In 2005, after a lawsuit from Sonia Diaz versus the city and county of Denver, they put a hold on their ban for about 2 years while this lawsuit went through. Supreme Court said, nope, Denver's legal. May of 2005, they went and did a full roundup in the city of Denver and killed over 1,400 dogs.
What?
Wow.
What's that cost to do? They paid all those guys.
I don't even-
Can't they go to DC next or what?
Worse, how many families were broken because of that?
Precisely.
Worse than the money. How many families
Yes.
How do you
were
go
just busted up because of that?
You are absolutely correct.
Good point.
1,400 dogs. They went door to door and said, give me your pit bull.
That's Gestapo.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
Gestapo.
That part of this is, where is the freedom in that?
Insanity.
You can't own your dog. Now I'm going to round it up and I'm going to take it. Because I don't like the way it looks. Because I've listened to the media. I've listened to the media tell me they're evil.
I watched a rap video.
I watched the rap video.
Yes.
I watched it because they made them look big,
Yep.
big, mean, and vicious. It's angry. They're foaming at the mouth. Because a few people, excuse my language, a few jackasses have done stupid things with dogs. In the 70s, it was the Dobermans. The 80s, it was the German Shepherds. Now, it's the Pit Bulls. These lumps on my kitchen floor are nowhere near vicious. Sure, they get into scuffles with each other, but all dogs do that. They play, they're rough. But as soon as they come inside, they're laying on my bed next to me, loving, caring. If I'm sick, they're worried.
You have to fight these dogs. These dogs have to be fighters to get that crazy. I had a friend who was fighting dogs, and the dog was in the truck. Everything was fine. As soon as we started getting to the house, this dog starts growling at me like this is his area or whatever, and it's because he had fought this dog in the past.
Seeing that.
And yeah, I tell you, that's the crime and that's the problem, not the dog. What the hell is going on?
Exactly.
That isn't the pit bull. That's the action of training them to fight.
Exactly.
So you can train any dog.
Any dog. I can train a Chihuahua to fight.
They're not even trained. They're just thrown into a pit with another dog. They got to fight for their life, and it creates this mentality of I'm going to have to. Maybe I got to fight this dude, or what do I have to do? You know, I'm scared. It's a scared dog. It's like child abuse or dog abuse. You know, of course.
Exactly.
That's the real crime, and that's the This is the what they're trying to protect you from is these dogs. So how the hell are you going to say all
do
pit bulls?
it because
is it education? Is that the problem?
That's a lot of it.
Okay. Is there a group of people that's trying to fight you on this, or
yes?
Who are they?
There is I'll just bring up one, and I've actually had to use them as a resource because they list things out cleanly of where bans are. And I've actually talked to Mr. Pickens about his state. He has literally 3 times as many cities as we do that have banned pit bulls. 28 cities.
You must feel very safe.
The government's banning more for you, for your safety, sir. I hope you feel okay.
You know, I did have a pit bull. They had a spiked collar on her. They go out and do the yard work in the front and let her just run around. And she'd run at neighbors full speed. And then she'd flop over on her back and just
get my back.
Cut me.
There was a lawsuit, like I had mentioned, Sonia Diaz versus the city and county of Denver. She lost. Her lawsuit was contending that pit bulls are just fine as service animals. They're great as service animals. Their whole goal in life, and the reason they fight, is because they are here to please you. That's all they want. They want you to be happy. They want you to be happy as they are. That's why they fight. If you tell them to, they will, because they want to make you happy. It's not in their nature to naturally want to fight. They want to lay down, hang out. That's all they want. With Diaz versus the city of Denver, people were getting harassed because they had pit bulls as service animals. Great service animals. And it still scared the crap out of people for some reason. Because the media portrayal, the stories and rumors and all this other noise that has come out about them, obviously it's untrue. I don't have any problems. Many of the owners that I know don't have any problems. I work with multiple rescue groups. I started my own advocacy group so I can come out and do things like this and inform people who aren't entirely sure. These service animals are perfect dogs. Oh no, none of that's perfect, but you understand where I'm going with this. They're great dogs because they listen, they respond, they understand everything. It's amazing how intelligent these dogs really are. You don't see that in the news. You don't see, well, this pit bull, helped a guy across the street because he's blind or because he's deaf or he's having a seizure or something. No, you see dog bites child. No, you don't even see that. You see pit bull bites child. All hell's broken loose. Oh, Christ. No, a dog bit a child. A dog who isn't socialized bit a child. You have resident dogs and you have family dogs. Resident dog is the one who stays out in the yard all the time, isn't properly socialized. Then you have your home and house dogs, which, sure, they go in the backyard, but for the most part, they are very much more socialized. They interact with the family on a daily, hourly, minutely basis. Oh, my dogs follow me around the house. They want to be next to me. Those reports that you see are simply sex. Sex sells. It's just violence instead of sex. It sells. The news media wants you to be scared so they can see it.
Sensationalism.
Trauma porn.
Exactly.
I think they call it sensationalism.
Yes, there you go. Perfect. But what's the first thing you see when you click on the news and there's been a dog bite? If it was a Labrador that bit a kid, dog bites child. If it's a Doberman that bites a kid, Doberman bites a child. It's a dog. What's the difference? The Labrador did the exact same thing as the Pit Bull or the Doberman. It's ridiculous. But like I said, it sells. It gets copied. People click on that news because pit bull bites child. More news at 10. Really? How about dog bites child? If you really want to report it right.
Resident dog.
Resident dog. And that is the other thing. You are absolutely right. That is the other thing. Nobody says what type of dog, what kind of living conditions. Is the dog left out in the yard in the snow, or is it brought inside because, well, it's cold out and there's a fire in here? Why isn't that dog inside? It comes right down, like you said. Resident dog. Child goes out to play, bam. You're gonna have a dog bite because there's never been any social interaction between the two. The child doesn't know how to respect the dog, and the dog doesn't know how to respect the child. Let's see. So far, here in Colorado, I'm assuming with the exception of our two friends back there, you are all residents of Colorado. Currently, there are 9 cities in the state of Colorado with BSL. Aurora, Castle Rock, Commerce City, Denver, Fort Lupton, Lawanta, Lone Tree, Louisville, and North Glen. Those are all places that I cannot live. I have to move. When I moved here from Louisiana 3 years ago, I had to research where I could live. My mom happened to send me a link that says, you can't have pit bulls in some of these towns. My first reaction, what? I can't have pit bulls where? Because we were looking to move to Aurora from Louisiana. I had no problem. I had an acre yard out there, and dog could run.
It's like saying you can't move because you have an adopted child.
Yeah.
Right.
Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You can't move. Oh, you've adopted a child? No, you can't
No,
live
you
here.
can't live here.
Sorry, you adopted a child. Doesn't
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't that affect the commerce and everything in Aurora?
I moved to Greeley.
You went to Greeley instead?
I went to
You took your
Greeley.
business there too, right?
Yeah. My dog's happy as pie. Love it. Love it. Got a big yard, they can go running, and it's cheaper than Aurora. But it limited my options. I couldn't live in Denver County, because it's not just the city of Denver, it's the county as well. And that encompasses a portion of, there's a sliver. This is a friend of mine who was on my board of directors for Colorado Pit Bull Advocates. She happened to live in this sliver of Denver County and had to spend thousands of dollars that she didn't have to fight the government. To say, my dog is fine. She's a mix. She's a cattle dog pit bull mix. DNA testing, lawyers. Amy was there. I was asking, I was like, Amy, I need some help. I need to find me a lawyer, and so I can get my friend help. They fought through it. They were able to keep their dog. Her husband got a ticket because he refused to let the cop into the house. He said, no, I need to see your warrant. So they gave him a ticket for obstruction.
Wow.
Obstruction of what?
Apparently justice. Obstruction of justice. Because they had a dog that the county didn't like.
Perversion of justice.
Yes.
You just made me look and see if there's any in New York, and
Actually, I
they call
have.
them dangerous dog ordinances. That's the.
You have-
That's what it's called. Dangerous dog ordinances.
You have 8 cities, including the New York Housing Authority.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you on dogsbite.org?
Is that what it is? I don't know. Yes, that's where I am. Yes,
That-
dog. Yes.
Oh, I can get on that real quick because.
I had no idea that my state had this.
Yeah.
If you would, I would know.
Well, no, that's what I was talking to him about earlier, was that he has 28 cities in his state that have banned or have considered them dangerous dogs and have to go through special requirements such as licensing, spay and neuter. Some of them even require that if you take them for a walk, it must be muzzled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is what I try to fight. Right now, Colorado has in place an anti-BSL law. One of the lawsuits from '91 went to fight the constitutionality of Denver's BSL. They lost dog fanciers versus the city and county of Denver. Lost. Because we have the home rule exception. That one's just tough to explain because I don't fully understand it. All it says is their law can supersede state law. And they did it. They succeeded. That's how Aurora and those 8 other cities have listed or have been able to keep these laws on the books. You take the money that's spent on this, you take the money that's spent, the people that are affected by it, and ultimately it equals one thing: another loss of your freedom, my freedom. I would love to have brought my Sadie here and said, look, she's a good dog. She would have been off leash, roaming around, asking for pets. Come on, pay me. That's what she would have done. Or I would have had her lay down. She listens. Lay down there. But I can't, because we're in Aurora. If I am not just passing through, I could have my dog taken from me. Like that. Taken, and they will have a hearing within 3 days. And I have to sign a contract with the city that says I will never bring this dog into the city of Aurora again. And on top of that, I've got to pay kennel fees. I've got to pay for the fees for administration and everything else. It cost me $300, $400, $500 to get out of doggy jail. I've done that before. That's just because they ran off, idiots. Let's see. There was, on top of that, all it equals is loss of freedom. And yes, sir.
But in New York, it's just the housing authority.
Yes.
Which means it's a ban on poor people having it.
Yes.
Which is blows my mind.
And see, I wasn't going to
So
say anything.
if I'm not poor, I can have a pistol.
And I've
But
seen
I'm
them
poor.
online
I
with
can't have
rescues. There are multiple rescues in New York that are pit bull specific. I've seen the pictures.
And I'm looking at the map right now for Queens, which is the county I live in New York. It has the pit bull mauling report. And there are 0.
Oh. Are you sure?
There are 2 million people in Queens. 0.
Yeah.
You blow me away. And it still said poor people can't have it.
Yes.
So I guess rich pit bulls are
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, they're more cultured.
They have more culture. They're not the ones with the fancy colors.
There we go.
They're the fancy pit bull colors.
Okay. Wow.
It makes no sense.
Wow.
So it's against freedom. It's against poor people.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's
No, you're right. And see, I didn't understand that mostly because I don't live in New York and I don't understand the New York Housing Authority.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
New York Housing Authority is public housing.
Okay.
That's what it is, public housing. So generally speaking, poor people live there. Not all, but 80–90% poor people live in public housing. So you just said, oh, if you're poor, you can't.
Yeah. And you have...
Now, those poor people, they couldn't train a Doberman Pinscher or a German Shepherd to hurt anybody, could
Or
they?
even...
It's got to be a pit bull, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't have a pit bull.
That's correct. Yes. Unless you're rich.
Unless you're rich.
Yeah.
Well, if you're rich...
I'm not even rich. If you're middle class. I'm going to go rich, middle class.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You can go and live somewhere else then,
Yeah,
See, again, we've had the discussion about I don't understand how you can live in New York. Great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there.
We need them there fighting.
Wow.
We need them there fighting.
I know.
Thank you.
Let's see. So, it hasn't improved public safety at all. Fights are still up. It comes down to needing more education, less media attention, and more people who are willing to speak out against these indignities, these murders. Again, I don't go up to somebody and say, well, you're black, it's time to die. But they can walk up to my dog and say, you're a dog, it's time to die.
No, you're a pit bull.
You're a pit bull. You are a German Shepherd. You are, because some of these cities have enacted more than just pit bull bans. They've continued on with German Shepherds and Dobermans and Rottweilers, Dogo Argentines and
Could any of this have to do with cops not having to shoot, like you not being able to have a dog that would really protect you and then not having to shoot so many dogs? I mean, does that have anything to do with it?
No.
I just
Shoot
wonder,
no matter
because
what. They shoot labs.
They don't care what
They
they
shoot-
do.
well, I know
They shoot golden retrievers.
that's
No,
true.
no, but I could definitely see what he's point. That could be a good PR point. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're doing it to protect our cops.
Yeah, make their job easier,
So it's
save
a good
money.
PR point, I'm sure.
But then I can point to, there's a state that their state patrol actually uses a pit bull as a bomb sniffing dog.
Yeah, but I watched a rap video. And it showed barking pit bulls. So clearly that's reality.
So
Clearly that's reality.
a bunch of rappers who act silly anyway
Yes.
have swayed your opinion.
It's correct. Yes, that's truth, obviously, right?
Well, we need to have a private conversation,
There we go. Yes.
and I will help you learn
Thank you.
the proper way of the pit bull, the evil pit bull. What time is it? Am I running?
11:35.
Oh, I'm good. Who has questions?
Oh, what are the names of the organizations that are fighting you on this?
Dogsbite.org is a big one.
Dogsbite.org. Is there any evidence that they're owned by maybe somebody that has another agenda?
Actually, it's very funny with, her name's Colleen, I don't remember her last name. She was, this is the story, and her story has changed about 36 times. Every interview she does, it's changed. She was out running, and she scared a dog that was on a leash, and it bit her. Happened to be a pit bull. Now the whole world's going to hell because a pit bull bit her. She claims that she is an expert on dog bites. She is an expert on dog maulings. She is a marketing representative.
Yeah.
She builds pretty web pages. She sells things. And now she's selling our evil dogs. And she wants to have them all murdered. Literally wants every one of them to get the needle.
Wow.
Right now. It would not,
For the children, right?
for the children, for herself.
For the,
Has she said that, like, explicitly?
Yes.
Yes?
She has said she wants every one of them dead. Multiple times. Because she believes that every single one of them is dangerous.
I thought that Cocker Spaniels were the most
I tell you
biting
what,
dogs.
you're absolutely right.
They
I
are.
read somewhere that Cocker Spaniel,
They-
and
yeah.
it is, there's a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had a Cocker Spaniel and it
Now we know who's behind the conspiracy.
It's the bait and switch.
That's exactly what it is.
See?
It's them. And you cuties.
And there are other groups, you can find them on Facebook, and the only thing they do is glorify dog maulings to prove their point. But
So how do we get past that fear, right? Because it does feel, and I'm talking just emotionally, it does feel right that pit bulls are evil. That does feel right
Why
to
does it
the
feel
average
right?
person, because the average who isn't a dog owner, right? Who isn't a dog owner, or who's a cat owner, or who doesn't understand that, the average person is going to remember the rap videos, and is going to remember, that's the pop culture,
news,
right?
Yeah.
The pop culture is the pit bull is a bad, evil dog. Drug dealers use it in the movies to stop the cops, and I mean that is the image. The image of the pit bull is a bad image right now, right? And so if you don't know dogs, if you don't know pit bulls, you would think, no, this is probably right for me. This is probably not a bad idea because I don't want to bite my kid. How do we get past the emotional fear that comes out because of pop culture? Do you see where I'm going?
I know, I understand completely. Now I'm just trying to formulate a proper answer. I don't want to.
Well, you could expose pop culture for what they are and have everybody kind of lose.
We've tried that. People are way too
Love pop culture.
love it.
Oh my,
Yeah.
love it.
But I mean, they gotta know NWA was it didn't come from Compton like that.
NWA was so popular. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I know
There's a
they
movie
were.
about it now. There's a movie about it now. There's a movie about it.
They're
So popular.
so they're still doing their job.
Well,
Yes.
obviously,
Ice
obviously
Cube is a
more.
mainstream
They
actor.
will never have another Martin Luther King as long as that keeps
Come
getting up
on.
to the
He's
to
a
the
mainstream
children.
actor.
Yeah.
More positive images.
Exactly.
So that's the answer.
More positive images through the media. Better.
But that's not sensational, so they may not buy that, right?
Well, no, I mean,
Well,
I think we could. I mean, theoretically, if we want to make this happen, maybe it's something like, as silly as a a series of videos that just show pit bulls being
Rescued.
regular dogs.
Rap video.
Maybe a rap video with regular dogs. With chihuahuas up in there. There we go.
Ankle biter.
There we go, yes.
Now, when I first started this group, one of my friends started contacting radio stations. I've been on multiple radio stations. I've been in the newspaper. 2 weeks. What we were doing was running, how did we put it? Pit bull play dates.
Oh, okay.
We were posting on Craigslist in the dogs section. We were posting on Facebook on our page, you know, on my personal page. Bring your dogs to the park. We have a nice dog park up there, a couple of nice ones in Greeley. Really nice one in Evans. You would not believe how many people turned out. Dude, you got 50 people, each with 1 or 2 dogs. Now, according to the media, my dogs are evil.
Right.
My pit bulls are just absolutely evil.
So how many of them did they eat?
They played.
Oh.
They played.
That's not
They played.
good. Come on, that's not newsworthy at all.
The Greeley Tribune caught word of what we were doing and actually picked us up and wrote a full front page article on us.
Oh, that's amazing.
Congratulations.
That's great.
Did a full front page article on who we were, what we were doing, and what was going on in the park. Because you got 50 dogs. I mean, the park is normally crowded anyway. We would go and take it over on a Saturday and take them off leash. Bye. Let them run after each other. They run, they play. Yeah, that's all we did. We said, this is what we're doing. We're showing people that these are dogs. They're not vicious creatures who just crawled out from under a rock and are coming to eat your children. They just want to be loved and they want to play. So we got that press and everybody was like, this is amazing. We had everything from a 70-year-old grandma to a gangbanger come out and just let their dogs run. They came out and they played.
Would it be easier to start with an adjustment in the current legislation to make it to where you can have a dog if you take a training class? Would that be a good place to start, or is that really just kind of playing into their game and it's better to wipe it clean?
Just get rid of it. Because
I'm with you, but
I would say get rid of it because
that's true.
how many people are going to actually do the
and then
training?
they're going to say that the class is the reason it's working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're going to start talking on top of your regular licensure fee.
Yeah,
You're going to be talking fees, dangerous dog fees. You're going to be talking.
good point.
You're going to have, and then they're mandatory microchips, mandatory muzzles, things like that. On my dog's a microchip.
Also, I think you validate the argument by doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You validate the argument as true if I need to have classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of validate the argument.
You're right, absolutely.
And then, you know, you're just goose-stepping your way into
Now,
more restrictions.
Now, there is a dog that's a bomb squad dog, right, that the police use, right?
Yes.
I mean, that dog should be your poster child. I mean, like,
Oh, really?
like,
Poster pooch.
poster pooch.
I use
You know what I
either
mean?
Sadie or Frank for my.
That's phenomenal. I mean, that shows that breed is responsible,
Oh, yeah.
receptive, and that it's really not
There
dangerous.
was this whole crazy thing. There was a vet with PTSD.
Yeah, I was gonna say service dog.
He had to fight with an airline. A service dog is allowed on a plane. You
Yeah,
buy the seat, it's allowed on the plane.
in bars, anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
The problem is, this airline said, no, you have a pit bull, you can't come on our plane.
Oh.
So he fought it and won.
Nice.
He won. There was a pit bull, and it was a rescue. So it had the nasty cropped ears,
Yeah,
you know, but it kept the guy calm. He didn't have any panic attacks on the plane. He didn't have any issues with flying because his service dog was there. But the actual fact that he had to fight to get his dog, his service animal. You could bring a damn horse on a plane as a service
No,
animal.
he's more dangerous than that.
And it would be easier than getting a pit bull on a plane. It's been, and it has been done since, There was another one, somebody put up a picture and they were all panicky, and they actually, one woman got off the plane because she thought the pit bull was just gonna get up and bite that at everybody.
Wow.
And she demanded to get another flight. The flight crew said, have a good day. You don't want to fly on the plane with a service animal, that's on you.
Yeah,
If you're allergic or something, yeah, we'll trade.
that's how it should be.
Yeah, if you're allergic, we'll trade.
Right.
But if you're just being ignorant, oh no,
Yeah,
no. You need to go sit down in your seat or you need to go.
yeah.
And they told her that in their polite, airliney way. So basically they yelled at him.
You can think of how many of our returning vets need dogs.
Oh
Think
yeah.
about how many of them.
Oh, it
need
helps a
dogs.
lot.
Tons.
A whole lot.
Tons.
It's unofficial, but I use Sadie, my female, because I got 2 males and a female. I use my female as a partial service dog because I do suffer from PTSD as well.
Sure.
Me getting up here is nervous. 8 years in prison will do that to you.
There we go.
Working in prison, let's clarify.
No judgment here. No judgment here either way.
But I haven't made her an official service dog because that would require me to be on some sort of disability, something like that. But she is where I
What's wrong
go.
with government lists?
Yeah.
I don't understand what's wrong with that.
So,
Yes.
Justin, if it seems like we're having an issue with them labeling a dog, they call it dangerous dog.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Wouldn't that have to be proven?
Clearly not.
I mean,
that
Clearly
is-
not.
I mean, wouldn't that be the argument? Maybe it
That's
might
one of
be
the
easier
things-
for you to make to say.
That's one of the things we're fighting
And
for.
then they might just change
is-
the name or something,
We
but I-
prefer a dangerous dog law
Mhm.
in the regards of your dog bit somebody, you have done damage. We all know the libertarian way.
but you can't.
If you
say
hurt
so.
somebody or something, you need to pay for it.
Absolutely.
Of course.
That's the laws we want on the books. I mean, I get it, we want to reduce the laws.
But don't those laws already exist?
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Yes.
we don't need a new law on the books. There's
It's
laws.
there's civil,
say
yeah, you have
if
civil
you do some
liability, you have
damage,
criminal
you have to
liability,
pay.
yes. But now they've taken it that one step further and said, well, if we eliminate the situation, or pretend to eliminate the situation, it'll take care of everything.
And by they, you mean the nanny state?
Yes,
Yeah.
the cities of Aurora and Denver. I can't go visit Amy and bring my dog with me because they'll take it away. I couldn't bring her here.
It's all money and justifying budgets and then,
I
you
think,
know,
I think
But that's
it's more
just
of
it.
a, I think it's more of a power restrictor. I look at New York,
Yeah.
and in my own
Slave.
state, we do things like we have a law in New York called forcible touch. And I do some consulting work for lawyers,
Mhm.
right? Called forcible touch, meaning it's a way of if you pinch someone, and it's pinch or squeeze someone with the goal, I think, either to make them anger them or to intimidate them. That's a special law. Now, why would someone? Do we have a law when you touch somebody and hurt them? It's called assault.
Yeah.
Right? We already have a law.
But now,
So they made another one on top of that. And it wasn't because of power, I mean, for money. It was because a local, congressman or senator wanted to show he's tough on crime.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
So now
And
you
that's
can say, I supported that forcible touch law. See, I'm tough on crime. Vote for me.
And my sister helped save you from those dangerous dogs.
Yes.
Yes.
I care about your children,
Yeah.
so I'm this dangerous dog law
Right.
because I care about your kids.
And they
so
impose
vote for me.
And they imposed it on the housing people only.
Yes, because
Yes.
the housing people, a good third of them are having trouble with the law and
Yeah.
don't vote.
Right.
So I can punish them all I want.
They're not constituents.
That's exactly right. Doesn't matter. Absolutely.
We just need to
Cancer.
get rid of BSO. I'm gonna close with this. I told Alan I would keep it just a little short so he can get it all, but I'll close with this. If your city has BSO, those who live in Denver, Aurora, Lone Tree, all these cities that I listed, and I can give them to you later as well. Go talk to your city representatives. Tell them, why can't my friend come visit me? And why can't he bring his dog to play with my dog in my enclosed yard? They're not running the streets. You need to go and talk to your city's representatives because if I do it, it won't matter. I live in Greeley. I can't come to Aurora and be like, I can hold the sign, but I can't go to the representative and tell them, I want you to change your laws. I could go to Greeley and say, I want you to change your laws, because it's a little easier for me because I live there. You can't go up there and change my laws. It'd be a little weird. Go to your council. Say, why is this way? And Aurora lost it on the ballot. I understand that. The voters are still scared for some reason.
It's the media.
It is.
And it's money.
Justin, have you ever heard of Luke Rudkowski?
No, I have not.
There's a young reporter, his name is Luke Rudkowski, and what he does is kind of a guerrilla journalism in a way where he'll take his camera straight to Dick Cheney and ask him about the stand-down orders. He'll go straight to Ben Bernanke. Ben Bernanke grabbed his microphone and turned it off real quick, almost broke his hand doing it.
Wow.
And you see the anger in their face and the rest of it. What I'm suspicious of is that what he said, what Mr. Sharp here had said about the nanny state hero, you know, that's protecting you. If you were to get a camera and approach these people and ask them the hard questions about why is this dog dangerous, this and that, they may be totally unprepared, and it may be obvious that they did this to be some kind of a champion or pull some straw man out of their hat that you may be able to blow down.
That's a good idea. I might go, Alan, come on. We're gonna go interview some.
I'd say hit them all. You
some
can go
city
across
council
country
members.
too, and just they're the ones that are really
I don't know, ambush journalism isn't my style.
I have to get my own camera then. So, ultimately, it's about freedom. It's about the right to choose what kind of dog you want without the government coming in and saying, no, that dog looks mean.
Right.
My dog doesn't look mean, they look lazy. So, if there aren't any other questions, I'm done.